And now, the satire event of the year. Zanews and Hybo.com present Election 2011. Brought to you in the interests of satire, democracy, and to prove that you are the ones pulling the strings.
Hello, Sunny Bonani, and welcome to our very special election special, specially specified to provide specifics on Wednesday's elections. And today we are delighted to be crossing live to Hybo.com, the second best source of made-up news after the SABC. Hybo analyst Brooklax Mpundu, it's an honor to have you here with us, sir.
Jwaga Naga, Tim, and hello to the viewers.
Oh, that's an unusual name, Brooklax. Is it Zimbabwean?
Tim, no, it's intestinal. It's the kind of name that just loosens things up, and it makes everything run more smoothly. My grandfather was also called Brooklax, as well as my great-grandfather and great-great-grandfather. The name is genetic. It runs in the genes.
So, how important is this election to you and me, the ordinary people who make democracy work? To find out, Hybo.com analyst Brooklax went to hear the voice of the people.
So, what does democracy mean to you?
It means voting for the ANC for the rest of my life.
Okay. So you are confident they will deliver?
No. The DA must do the service deliver. But, viva ANC, viva!
So, Whitey, you say you were a firm DA supporter, but now you've become disillusioned.
Yeah, man, it's all rigged. I really don't see the point in voting. No matter how many votes your guy gets, Mnet just picks the winner. I mean, it's called idols, not flipping Mnet vote rigging,
Are you talking about the TV show?
What are you talking about?
I am talking about the election.
What election?
Oh, Jesus.
Yo, these people just promise wow, then you never see them again.
So do you think the man in the street is frustrated?
Booty, the man in the street is dead. Shame. Hello, officer. Good shot. No, I know. He was looking very dangerous. That guy with his wheelchair.
Voting is so important. It's like South Africa is an impressionable little girl, right? And the politicians are like models in a beauty pageant, okay? So, if we don't vote, then someone really ugly might win, and the little girls would think it was okay to be ugly, and then it would mean that, all the models who fought in a struggle would, have broken their nails for nothing,
So, if you are running for office, what would your platform be?
Oh my God, you don't run in platforms. That's so cute. Have you got a girlfriend? No, you don't, do you? No.
Thank you, South Africa. Back to you, Tim.
Hello, I am General Bheki Cele, your police commissioner, and I have a message for you. First, don't be a bloody criminal or a shady journalist. 2, vote. 3, make the right vote. Okay? Okay. And maybe we shoot later.
Coming up, we take a look at Julius Malema's surprisingly long career for a youth. And then, a Zanews Hybo exclusive. The big debate between President Jacob Zuma and DA leader Helen Zille. Don't go away.
Is your career going nowhere? Are you fading out of the public eye? You need AfriForum.
It's so simple. We accuse you of hate speech and bang, you're an instant martyr with all the publicity you could ever want. We did it for Julius, now we can do it for you.
Thanks, AfriForum, thanks.
Hey, don't be chattera.
Call 1-800-OWN-GOAL today and we'll accuse you of hate speech within 24 hours. Your new life starts today.
These guys from AfriForum, they really shot themselves in the foot.
What? They shot for vote.
Ach, Dada man, turn up your hearing aid. I said, why on earth did these guys have to take Julius to court over Kill the Poor? I mean, really, Dada, aren't there more important matters?
I don't like courts. They take so long. Last time I was in one, I only came out 27 years later.
Shame. So maybe there is still hope for Julius.
Welcome back to Election 2011, brought to you by Zanews and Haibo.com. Now, Julius Malema has made headlines in recent weeks, claiming a surprisingly long career in the struggle. To tell us more, here is Haibo analyst Brooklax Mpundu.
Thank you, Tim. His supporters say he has been a freedom fighter for decades. But is this just revisionist history? These then are the facts. As far as we know, Julius Malema was born in Shishego 67 million years ago. He had a happy childhood, but then the mass extinction robbed Julius of most of his friends. But he survived thanks to his extremely thick skin. Some years later, Julius started the human race. Deeply in love with a girl called Eve, Julius even made her breakfast the next morning before giving her taxi money. 4000 BC. That's before Christ, not Bheki Cele. And Julius was leading his people to freedom, this time by parting the Red Sea.
Go apart, Red Sea. And I must emphasize, I am not referring to the communists in the tripartite alliance. I do not want to part with them. Go apart, you stupid bloody water.
4,000 years later, Julius was still protecting his people, this time against bloody British agents in South Africa. According to historians, Julius defeated the British army with one bullet, although he later admitted that he had actually used 3. In 1964, he served as Nelson Mandela's lawyer at the Rivonia trial, brilliantly arguing that Madiba should only serve 27 years in prison instead of the 25,000 years initially handed down by the judge. By the late 60s, Julius was an international superstar. The first man to walk on the moon was being selected, and the choice was unanimous.
Okay, I think I'm putting it here. Yes, I hereby claim the moon for the ANC, and Oh, Jesus. Oh, God, I'm down. Oh, gee, I'm up. I'm down. I'm up. I'm down. Oh, man. Hey, yo, that was one small step for a man, one giant leap for the ANC Youth League. Yo.
There you have it, the great Julius Malema, a remarkable man, capable of achieving anything his speechwriters can think of.
Comrades, I am Blade Nzimande, and I have a message for you. There exists in the paradigmatic nature of the class struggle the opportunities presented by the bourgeois construct that is the ballot box. Be a cheeky c***er and try it. Vote, just as long as it doesn't benefit the white madam and her 2 stooges.
If you love pop and politics, then get ready to rock the Speaker of the House as we bring you 30 of the greatest political hits of all time. Get blown away by Shoot the Boer. Prove Steve Hofmeyer's chart-topping tribute to Neil Diamond. I'm not a racist, but the blacks are f***ing up the country. And who could forget the show-stopping, cookie-looky Betty Stava Brookie by DJ Zilla and the Tone Deafs. Also featuring greats like Bob Mugabe's reggae classic, No Elections, No Cry, Jimmy Manyi's folk ballad, Where Have All the Colors Gone? And let's not forget Floyd Shivambu with White Bitch, I Haven't Had a Girlfriend in 14 Years. Order now!
This record is rubbish. Where is Bono and Annie Lennox?
And Beyonce. Oh, I like Beyonce. Don't you like her, Tada?
I'm not sure I know who she is, that one.
No, she's the one married to Jay-Z.
What? So she's the 5th wife?
Oh, come on, Tada. Not that Jay-Z. Jay-Z, the rapper.
I know very well who Jay-Z is, Desmond. I was only making a joke.
Oh, yes, right. Very, very funny, Tada. Very funny. So, you know who Jay-Z is, eh? Well, sing me one of his songs then.
Okay. Forever young, I wanna be forever young. Do you really wanna live forever? Forever young.
Forever young.
We
want
wanna
to be
be
forever
forever
young.
young.
Do you want to live forever, Dada?
That would be nice.
Yes.
And now, as promised, for the first time in a democratic South Africa, the leader of the ruling party squares up with the leader of the opposition party on the eve of national election. Yes, it's a great debate.
Hello, Tim. It is good to be here. You know, a debate between political leaders is a sign of a mature democracy. Isn't that so, Madam Premier?
Oh, absolutely. Yes, it certainly is, Mr. President. And may I also thank you both for this opportunity.
Let's begin with the concerns of our Facebook friends, many of whom are worried about corruption.
This is a very bad thing, Tim. I have made it clear. I do not want to hear about any corruption in government.
Very admirable, Mr. President. So now your government doesn't tell you about corrupt civil servants.
Madam Premier, please, if I may have the chance to finish.
I beg your pardon. Sorry, fine. Go ahead, Mr. President. Please do continue.
Tim, let me assure you once again that we will be doing our very best to stamp out corruption. That is our word.
Tim, I think the voters have accepted the word of the ANC far too often. And they're beginning to realize that the only thing you can really rely on is the ANC failing to deliver.
Delivery. That's another of our viewers' concerns. How will your party fare in this regard, Mrs. Zille?
Well, Mr. Chairman, I believe our delivery record speaks for itself. Our approval ratings are way up.
And the toilets are right there for everyone to see.
That old chestnut. You just can't let it rest, can you?
It's too smelly, Tim. Too smelly.
Mr. Chairman,
Very horrible.
puerile, infantile behavior. Just so typical.
They have tried to flush this matter away, Tim, but it will not behave.
At least we built toilets.
Just a flash in the pan.
Okay, enough already. We are the best managers in the country. We run the best towns. We're the most efficient. But some godforsaken toilets don't get walls, and that's that. That's all they can talk about. The bloody toilets!
Tim, this madam here, she is very cross, very pissed off.
That's it, I'm leaving.
Mrs. Zille, please, please.
Please, Helen, stay. I promise I will stop jacking your chain.
Perhaps, Mr. President, you'd like to address the question of delivery.
There is no question the ANC will deliver. It will do so for as long as it is in power. And that is a long time. The ANC will rule until the return of our Savior, Jesus Christ.
Oh, dear God.
Yes, Tim, the very same one. Look, the Madam Premier is even praying to him right now for the forgiveness.
I am not, Mr. Chairman. But perhaps the President would like to explain his fascination with the Second Coming. Just what is it with the great rapture?
Well, you know, I once had the very great rapture. It was very nice indeed. Was it with Mantuli, I wonder? Or was it with the other one?
Mr. Chairman, I must protest. This is an election debate, not some sordid trip through the President's underpants.
Oh, let's tend to crime. Does the ANC see itself turning a corner on this regard?
Tim, the ANC is always turning a corner with crime. In fact, the National Police Commissioner, General Bheki Cele, is chasing the criminals from this corner to that corner without rest.
And without success, I might add.
Well, Mrs. Zille, what would you do? What would your first step be in overcoming crime?
Well, first, Mr. Chairman, we'd get rid of the general. Then we'd get citizens to respect our crime fighters again.
But, Tim, how can that be? This premier wants to ban the blue lights in the Western Cape. How can there be respect without the blue lights?
How indeed, Mr. Chairman.
No blue lights from Sholozi. Imagine.
No blue lights from Sholozi, Mr. Chairman, and no machinies either. No, we need a professional police force, one that is paid properly to do a proper job. That's why we're hiring ADT.
And what else have you been telling them, Mrs. Zille?
Well, we tell them that the DA is the only party committed to good governance, and we are the alternative to the ANC.
Tim.
Mr. President?
To vote is like being a man who has 3 women and he must choose.
3 women? Oh, you mean like on our posters, Patricia, Lindiwe, and myself?
No, Tim, not those women. Those are terrible, terrible women.
Which women then, Mr. President?
You see, there is this man and he must choose between them.
Good grief.
But the one woman, she is very bad-tempered. And the other woman, she is too old and very, very, very ugly. Like
Mr. Chairman, this is preposterous.
But the third woman, she's a very nice. And the man has had the good time with her many times.
We're screwed. All
This
of
woman,
us.
she's like the ANC. And that is why the people will vote for the ANC.
I'm out of here.
And I think we'd better leave it there. Well, thank you, Mrs. Zille, Mr. Zuma, Brooklax.
Thank you, Tim. It's really tough offering analysis of what was a pretty sad excuse for a debate. In fact, I think that in this election, most analysis is going to boil down to this. Anal, why? Cis. Anal. Mr. President, you know your party's record is in the toilet and that you're in the cack. As far as delivery, Mrs. Zille is kicking your bum. And speaking of buttocks, your youth league spokesperson is a poophole. Why? Mrs. Zille, why is there still a Hendrik Verwoerd drive in your city? Why is one of your biggest roads, Oswald Pyro, still named after a passionate supporter of Adolf Hitler? And why do you keep dancing? Don't you understand that what has been seen cannot be unseen? You have burnt our eyeballs. And finally, cis to the president that you still fail to act against corruption in the civil service. Cis that you still think blue lights are anything except the trapping of a banana republic. And cis that you only seem to be demanding delivery out of fear of losing seats to the DA. Mrs. Zille, I could cis you too about the toilet debacle or about the people packed in Blikkiesdorp in the Cape, but I'm scared that you will sing Cookie Lookie and make my eyes melt and my brain trickle out of my nose like the Nazis in Raiders of the Lost Ark. Tim, I think the moral of this story is don't trust politicians further than you can throw them. Vote based on your conscience, on your gut feel, on your mood, but vote because that's the only way we are going to keep these people half honest.
So you guys all know Charlton Copley, you know, the guy, the District 9 guy? Well, he asked me if I was still registered to vote in Benoni. I mean, funny, huh? But seriously, voting is really important. Like, at the Academy, you know, if they didn't vote, they'd probably just give the damn Oscars to Jennifer Lopez all the time. Like, how would that be?
Well, this is the end of our special elections special brought to you by Zanews and Haibo.com. I must thank our guest, Haibo analyst Brooklax Mpundu, and our guests and all our local politicians for never failing to deliver good material to our satirical writing team. Why are we doing this? Because here we still can. From me team and the Zanews and Haibo team, it's goodbye, hambagahle, futek, and vote.
Wherever you live, whoever you support, and even if you are frustrated by the way things are going these days, remember that there is no more powerful weapon than the one that democracy puts in your hand. Your vote.
Hey, you heard what a great man said, you know? Don't stay home and complain. Don't bend tires, throw rocks, and don't try stopping rubber bullets, you know? Just vote. Tada didn't spend 27 years in jail for nothing, you know? On Wednesday, go out and vote. Right?
Right.
Or left?
This is very strange. They said they would call and so on and stuff like that. Barman, do we have a reception here? My phone doesn't seem to be working. These television journalists will call you, they say, don't call us, we'll call you, don't worry, we'll call you, and so on and stuff like that. Barman, does your cell phone work? Ah, never mind.
Hello, I'm Peter de Villiers, and I got a message for you, elections, they like a game of rugby, because you know what I mean, you got a left wing and a right wing and a lot of guys in the middle, and your vote is like passing the ball, except if you pass to a football like Nas, somebody kicks it, and then it's a waste of bloody time then, because no one does fuck all.